Hey everyone, this is Masha.
And this is Miguel.
And we are live with GNO Millionaire Academy. If you're just live with us right now, then go to the right hand side right now and be sure to enter your name and where you're dialing from.
That's right. So, as we are basically waiting for everyone to show up, make sure two things today. The first one is, as we always say, put your phone on silent. Make sure that you say hi. Don't be shy. Make sure that you share if you have any aha moments throughout the presentation. If you have any questions, anything, we would love you to participate. The more that you put in life, the more that you get out. The more that you talk to us, the more excited you will get us. So the more we will talk to you back. Makes sense?
Go to the right hand
Hi,
side,
Andy.
Andy. Hi, Andy. Wonderful, wonderful. So go ahead and say hello. We have Lisa, Joanne, Andy. We have lots of people just saying hi. So please tell us hello on the right hand side on the chat box. Make sure you find the chat box if you don't know where it is. And we're going to get started right now in the next minute or so. Let's see. Hopefully, Chester's online already. And Chester, if you're already online, then please request to speak and we're going to get you, make sure that you can be live with us right here. I know MC is actually flying right now, so she might not be with us. But Chester, if you're live right now, make sure to request to speak and we're going to make you live. Okay. Meanwhile, today we're going to be talking about a really important topic, which is
how to become a master.
How to become a master at what? In recruiting. That's right. So we're going to share the screen in just a second here, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you guys can do to become master recruiter. Last week, we actually talked a little bit about setting goals. And I want to reward some people, and the rest of the people, I'm not going to reward, because at the end of the last week's call, you guys told me you're going to send me your weekly goals. And I got some people's goals, which was awesome. You know who you are. Well done. But I didn't get everyone's. So if you're watching this as a replay, make sure you watched lesson 1 first. And I know at the end of lesson 1, you will have wanted, you will have actually be prompted to go ahead and send us some goals. Now, if you haven't already done that, make sure you do that right now. It is so important that you send us weekly goals. If you don't send us weekly goals, then you're probably not growing, you're probably not progressing. So we talked about in lesson 1 how you set goals, how you do that, what's the importance of doing that, and why it's good to share it with somebody so that you can actually progress in your business. So Andy says, cool, okay, great. So now let's talk a little bit about becoming a master presenter, right? Again, let's look back, to lesson 1. So we did speak a little bit about some of the things that you can actually apply last week, which was, we talked about your vision. We talked about creating the perfect day. We talked about how you can go ahead and really be proud of the network marketing business, the industry that we all represent. We talked about goal setting. So again, if you haven't already watched lesson 1, then make sure you do so. And if you're watching a recording of this, then stop this lesson right now and go back to lesson 1, because it's really important that you watch it. Okay? So in the meantime, for everyone who's here live, here is lesson 2.
Lesson 2. How to become a master recruiter, guys. So this is the thing that happens most of the time. This business at the end of the day, as you probably already know, it's a very, 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 very simple business. Originally, what the business was about and what it is today is about consuming a product that you love and then telling people about it and saying, hey, if you like it so much, there is a way for you to actually earn some money and have an income. And if you do it, and if you want to do it professionally, there is a way for you to do it professionally, and this is what you need to do. Now, along the way, if you want to become a professional in this business, you need to learn what professionals do, which is you need to learn to become a leader and teach other people, to do this business. So what happens most of the time is we do this business, we make it, and we complicate it, right? So at the end of the day, this business is very simple. The only thing you need to do is to repeat and repeat and repeat exactly the same thing over and over again. And the steps that we're going to give you today are the things that you need to repeat. And if you repeat it for yourself first to learn it and to master it, then you're going to repeat it so others can learn it. So you're going to teach it to others. And that's as simple as it gets.
That's right. So, becoming a master recruiter, and we're going to share with you exactly how Miguel and I did that. In our last network marketing business, we went literally from $0 to $9,000 per week in less than 10 months. Now, how many of you go to the right-hand side, if this is you, and say, yes, this is me, if you want to create this kind of success in the next 10 months? Would that be exciting? I mean, if somebody gave you the exact formula that literally is able to make you $9,000 every week, I'm talking US dollars, I'm not even talking ringgit, I'm talking US dollars. Would you be willing to really listen closely and repeat? Does that make sense? So this is the exact system that we use. So now on this graphic, right on this slide, what we have is what we say the 7-day action plan, right? So I really believe that everything starts with, you in the next 7 days really making a difference to your business. Meaning, are you going to get some significant results? Okay. And if you're not getting significant results in your GNO business right now, then follow this simple example. What I believe is that very simply, you can create at least $1,000 in the next 7 days. And here on this graphic, we can show you that, in the first few days, this means massively inviting new people, which is some of the things we're going to teach you today. Then in the next few lessons, we're going to talk about how you present to people, how you can effortlessly actually share the business, share the product, share the opportunity. And in days 6 and 7 of the next 7 days, what you need to be doing is collecting decisions, follow up, collecting decision, right? So this is the simple system that we followed over and over and over again, and be able to literally go from $0 to $9,000 a week. And you can too, if you only pay close attention and you're willing to do the work. Now, I see that lots of you are ready to do that, which is why we're going to share it with you. Now, we divide a recruiting system into 5 simple steps. The first step, of course, which is what we're going to go into detail of today, is about making a list, right? So finding people to talk to. Actually looking at both your warm and cold markets, and also looking at local and non-local markets. So talking to people, finding them. Where do we find them? How many of you would feel really good if we give you a formula to find an unlimited amount of contacts? How many of you would really feel very good about that? Would that feel good? So we're going to do that. And then today we're also going to talk a little bit about how to invite people and how you can go ahead and do that. Now, how many of you have already heard this? Your list is your capital, right, Miguel? How many of you have already heard that?
Everybody has heard that before.
So why don't we now go and really share the 7 keys to a never-ending list? So really, very importantly, you understand that, it's really about creating a list that is never ending. So that means as you're prospecting people, it's really very important that you're putting new people onto the list so that your confidence is never low, because the longer your list, the better and the stronger your confidence. So that is number 1, knowing that your list is your confidence. If your list is small, then we need to go back and extending the list first so that our confidence is high. The second step is do not prejudge. I mean, how many times have you heard that before? This is, to do with people you already know. How many times have you decided somebody may not be good at the business, but they actually ran with it, or they actually started to buy your product, something like that, right? So don't prejudge. Use a memory jogger, right? That's another one. It's really important that you teach people that, it's so simple to make a long list by just having a list of people, a list of types of people that we know. And we're going to give you that today as well.
And the next one is, how many people do you have in your phone today? And most people, when you say you need to have a list of 100 people at least, they're like, I don't know that many people. Well, if you open your phone today, I'm pretty sure you have at least 100 people that you have on a name basis. The average is about 200. And if you open your Facebook, some people even have 5,000 plus, and that's the maximum they can have, right, in the personal page. So you do know at least 100 people. So you need to take the time. And this is the other thing that we were saying at the beginning. There are simple things that you probably have heard before. We are not just reinventing any wheels here. But it does make sense to actually have them somewhere. Whether you want to have them on a spreadsheet or you want to have them on a piece of paper, wherever you want to have them, but you need to have a list. And you need to keep, as Masha said, you need to keep adding people to that list. Then you need to structure that list, obviously, and you're going to divide that list into, warm, cold, the chicken list, which is the ones that we think they're never going to have a look to our business, we are too afraid of talking to, or who knows, the story that we tell ourselves not to talk to these people right now, but to talk to them when we have results. So, but for now, just, you can make those 3 lists and make sure that when you make those lists, then you prioritize these people. And how you prioritize these people and you organize that list once you've done it is by putting a 1, 2, or a 3, right? And that's how you know the order of priority for these people. 1 would be somebody that is, maybe not as important as a 2 and not as important as a 3. The ones that you're going to be calling first are the ones that have the 3 because they're the highest value. You can do 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. That depends up to you. And you need to assign a value. Definitely, you need to assign a value to each person. Once you've done that, then you're going to collect that list and you're going to start dialing up that person. Is that making sense, guys? We are not reinventing anything, are we?
That's right. So before we go into what you're going to say to these people and how you can meet some of these people, let's look at how important really it is to continue to sponsor long-term. I mean, if you've been in network marketing before, or, this is perhaps a way of reintroducing yourself to network marketing, then please remember how important it is to continue to sponsor long-term. What I really believe is that if you can sponsor 2 to 4 people per month continuously, which is, 20 plus people in a 90-day period every year, it doesn't mean that you have to sponsor millions of people, but at least 2 to 4 people per month continuously, or you go for a 90-day window every year and you go crazy and you just recruit 20 people in 90 days, right? Then you're on the money. So you have 2 options here. You're leading by example, and at the same time, you're also generating fire and momentum in your team. If you feel like quite often you feel discouraged because you recruited some people and now nobody's doing anything, and you feel discouraged because you wish some of your people would recruit new people, well, guess what's missing? You are missing as a leader. You're not leading by example. That's why continuous sponsoring is so, so important, so that people can see you sponsoring. And since we're in a binary compensation plan, as soon as you sponsor, your team is going to get fire and momentum because they are benefiting from you sponsoring each and every single time you do that. Does that make sense? So really, the other thing that I always say to people, look, big money is in duplication and depth. Don't lose sight to maximize your return by building depth, right? We talk about this a lot, Miguel and I, but it's important that you understand that you don't just chase new people around while you can help someone in your team. What that means is, while it's important to go and sponsor 2 to 4 people per month, or 20 people a year in a 90-day window, those are all good things. It's important to not lose sight, not forget that as soon as you sponsor someone, there's an opportunity for you to create thousands of people in your team, right? There's another rule that is really important, 80-20 rule. Until you're earning at least $10,000 a month, 80% of your time should be sponsoring yourself and 20% helping others in your team. Then later it will slowly start inverting. Does that make sense? So if you're not sponsoring, you're not growing. And if you're watching this video and right now you're not earning $10,000 per month in GNO, then your time that you're spending on your business should really be on sponsoring, right? Now, when we talk about sponsoring, the number one key thing that we talk about is building long-lasting relationships. We talk about listening twice as much as you speak. If you're walking around the city and telling people how great GNO products are, then you're not listening. If you're walking around the town trying to get people to try our products on their skin, then you're not listening. You need to be genuinely interested in people. You need to take the time to get to know them. And, here's like unlimited questions you can ask, literally, to get to know them, to understand who they are, what they're about, what you can help them with. Congratulate them, compliment them, know their worries, stay compassionate and forgiving, and forget the dollar sign on the forehead. What that means is that you really need to understand that a new person does not just represent for you an opportunity to make money. What that means is you really need to focus on the relationship for as long as it takes. I mean, really be interested in who people are and what they're looking for. Because, this is a very famous quote that I'm sure you guys have heard before. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's the big difference, in today's very busy world, is how many people actually care versus how many people actually, don't care. So if you're one of those really rare people that cares about others, that shows how much you care before you speak about yourself and about your new business and how excited you are about this product, if you can delay speaking about yourself but listen more and show that you care, then you're going to build better relationships. Does that make sense? Go to the right hand side and say, yes, that makes sense. All right. Now, the next step after you've built good relationships is really to become a quality MLM detective. Miguel, this is one of your favorite things.
Of course. And I think it should be everybody's favorite at the end of the day, because, the better relationship you build with someone, the more prompt they're going to be to listen to what you need to say. And I always say this, I don't tell anybody what I do until they really ask me 2-3 times at least. I'm always saying, I'm always asking them the questions regardless of what they ask me. Like if they ask me where do I come from? I'm Spanish, what about yourself? Where do you come from? I see that, that you also have an accent, for example, or I see that, I don't know, whatever. So you need to always, and this is the most important thing, is that you always finish the sentence by asking them the next question. And how you do that is what we talked about many times, family, occupation, recreation, and money, form. And by doing that, you will actually identify really what the reason why may be, the reason why they should probably have a look to an opportunity that can actually help them to maybe have more time with their family, maybe to travel to Disneyland that they always talk about every year. Masha is saying to me, oh, I wish we could take the kids to Disneyland every year, but we never have the time, or we don't have the money, or something happens and we need to fix the car. We need to do whatever it is that we need to do. So if I came and asked Masha about, their families, she would say, wow, I have a beautiful family. I love them all. I wish I could take them more places. The occupation, whatever she does, I take care of the kids. The recreation, what do you do in your spare time? Well, I'm always with the kids. I wish I could take them to Disneyland. We always talk about it, but we never do. That's giving me an idea of why she should be having a look to an opportunity like the one I have. In that, I'm going to take a note. I'm going to say, okay, well, they want to go to Disneyland this year. So when I approach her later on and I say to her, hey, Masha, how you're mentioning, that you would like to take your family to Disneyland. What if I could show you a way to actually take this year or next year your family to Disneyland? What if I could show you a way to create extra income so you can actually go and do that? Would you be willing to have a look to my opportunity? But what the first thing I need to do is to build that relationship with Masha, because otherwise, it doesn't matter if I say, hey, here's this is the best thing, this is the best cream in the world. She's not going to really listen to me. So first, make sure that you build that relationship. And the better you become at being what it says on this slide, an MLM detective, the better you are at this form, the better you will be able to identify the reason why they should be having a look to your opportunity. And you will also be able to identify the things that you have in common. And the things that you have in common are not the products that the company has. The things that you have in common are many other things. Like, do they have children like you? Do they like going to the park? What do they do in their spare time? You know, do they like traveling? Where do they like traveling? Things like that. So there's always so many questions you can ask. Make sure that you exhaust all those questions, because the more questions you ask, the more information you will get. The more that you listen to the person, the more they will think that you like and that you love them and that you care about them. And the more that you do that, the more prompt they will be to listen to what you need to say, and they will actually take your advice.
That's right. And so really it's important to understand, that there's different types of people. Like our warm market is people you already have relationships with, work colleagues, family, friends, neighbors, pen pals, Facebook friends, right? But other times it's also people who you don't know, people who you haven't met. So basically people that you have no relationship with. So it's important to distinguish between two types of people, very, very important to distinguish between two types of people. And the way we approach these two types of people is totally different. Like Miguel was sharing it, if you already know people, then it's important that you reconnect with them. Just the fact that you know these people from a while ago is not sometimes good enough. We all want to know that people are honestly interested in us. And so if you already knew them, it's a way of reconnecting with them. If you don't already know them, then this form that Miguel was teaching you is a way for you to start a relationship, to get to know them. Now, what do we say to these people? Well, first of all, if you're not already doing this, I doubt that your GNO business is growing. And I really believe that, if you're on this call tonight, if you're listening to this recorded training, it is so important that you actually connect with your warm market regularly. A good relationship that you already have with people, if you already have a good relationship, then you should make 20 invitations per week to have a look at your business. Choose 20 people that you already know, that you already have a good relationship, and make those invitations. Be excited. Use the super invite script that we're going to share with you in a second. Make sure that you know that your goal is to invite them, not to present the full opportunity. So I'm not going to call them up and start talking about GNO on the phone. I'm just going to invite them to have a look at the information, right? Not only that, know the purpose of your invite, meaning you're going to call them up with a single purpose, which is to view the information on a video presentation about GNO products and the business, right? That's with the warm people. Now, the cold market, it's a little bit different. I would still say you want to have at least 20 people per week that you either sample, that you either talk to and create a relationship, right? And you're going to start by connecting with them. Hi, how are you? Right? And then ask all the questions Miguel was talking about. Listen attentively, listen more, and then relate to them, finding things in common so that you can actually build that relationship before you say anything about GNO. Guys, if the first thing that comes out of your mind is your GNO product or GNO opportunity, you're not creating any relationship. You're going too fast and you're actually losing people, especially if these are cold contacts. So you need to provide some value first before they become warm market for you, and then you invite them. Does that make sense? Now, there's a third list that we often talk about, and that's your chicken list. Now, your chicken list is often people that you feel, and that's only just a feeling, right? It's not necessarily 100% true. It's a feeling that these people, you're a bit scared to talk to them. Have you ever had a chicken list? I mean, you don't really want to go and talk to these people because you feel they're so successful, they have so much money, or, whatever it is, right? Maybe the boss at your work where you're currently working. Now, what you do with these people is, of course, the same thing as everyone else. You need to create a great relationship first. Once you've done that, however, the best way to approach them is through ask them through a valued opinion. In fact, I got approached like this today. Miguel, I got approached like this today, somebody that we know from network marketing industry that, has not been quite very successful yet, but they sent me an email and said, I would really like your best opinion. I forgot to tell you about that. It's actually really true. I'll tell you the story later. And, they asked me, they said, Masha, I really want your valued opinion. And you know what? It was enough for me to open the email. Now, when I saw that they're asking me an opinion about an MLM opportunity, of course, I'm very closed-minded. So I say, no, I don't even look at it. I'm not shopping for any opportunities, right? But this is a really great way to actually open a conversation. Now, in my opinion, it's always better to do that in person rather than to an email, because most people don't read emails, right? So if you were to ask a valued opinion to someone who you feel has been more successful than you, that's always a great way. I would use a website brochure or video. And in fact, then you would want to get this person on the phone or in front of somebody who's your upline leader who's already been very successful. Does that make sense? That is a perfect way of how you can approach people that are more successful than you, right? So very, very important. Now,
and Andy saying, he's laughing and saying, yes, I have a lot of people in the chicken list.
We all do.
We all do, Andy. And, you know, it's this is what happened to me. When we first started in the industry, you know, I had my chicken list like the same way that you do, Andy. And in particular, I had this person, right? And it was a work colleague at that time, a bit more senior than myself, father of 2 children. And, you know, I kind of, I respected him so much, and I was so afraid that to talk to him that he was actually in my chicken list. And the reason for that is because he was always a very serious person. So I thought that person, you know, if I approach that person right now, you know, if I don't have any success, it's going to turn me down. So anyway, long story short, I started doing my business, and I approached pretty much everyone around where we worked, where I was working at that time, and everybody but this person. So anyway, so one thing led to another, and somebody that told somebody went back and told this person that I had in my chicken list, the person that I kind of respected so much, and said, hey, do you blah, 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 blah. And he said, oh, where did you, well, actually Miguel was the one that told me about this. And so anyway, so this person didn't join or didn't do anything, but he actually came to me and said, Miguel, how long have you been in network marketing? And I was like, I was afraid. I didn't know what to say. So I said, well, actually, I've been 3 months in network marketing. And he said, and why didn't you tell me anything? And I said, well, because I don't know if you were going to like it. He said, are you kidding? Anyway, it turns out that this person had been 5 years with a company called Amway that probably everybody knows about. And he had not had a very good experience, but he was at a point in his life that he was actually looking for another network marketing company, an opportunity to join and do something with his son. So bottom line, Andy, and for everybody that is listening to this, you never know who is going to be your next big leader. And your chicken list might be actually the gold mine that you're stopping yourself and hitting, you know, shooting yourself in the foot by not talking to them because you're prejudging, right? So my take in all that experience was my chicken list is exactly the same list as my warm and my cold, and they're all in the same bucket, in a sense, like there's no chicken list. You know, chicken, it's me, and I need to man up, look in the mirror, and instead of seeing a kitten, I need to see a lion, right? So that's what I need to do. I need to find it in myself to go and talk to that person. As Masha said, if it's somebody that is, you know, professionally, I see them as more successful than me, I will find a way to actually go and talk to them, whether if it's through a third party, somebody in my business or in my company that has, you know, that, for example, a doctor that already has the experience and has the results, or things that are at my disposal to actually go and approach that person. But the bottom line is that I need to actually open my mouth and talk. And again, going back to the basics, remember at the beginning, we said that the business is super simple. We humans complicate it. So what we need to do is to go back to basics, and the basics are always family, occupation, recreation, and money. Talk to that person. You never know. So regardless of
that, what do we say to that person, Miguel?
What do you say to who?
Well, to all these people that we're going to prospect, right? We took care a little bit about the warm, the cold market, and now, you know, we took care a little bit of the
and
the
welcome,
chicken list.
Eric. Welcome.
The chicken list. So what do we do? First of all, we talked about creating relationship extensively. We told you to slow down until you have that relationship.
Oh my God, that is so important that it should be in caps. Like if you haven't developed any relationship with someone, please do not hit them over the head with anything else.
If you're still in Facebook pasting links to your GNO site or whatever you're doing, or to a video, stop it. Stop it right now.
Stop it, please.
And then make sure you take the time to discover their dream, right?
Yes,
make
exactly.
sure you know what this person's dream is. And then you can go ahead and find and use this, what we call the super invite script.
This will not work if you haven't developed the relationship. This will not work if you do it in 20, if you have been in 20 companies and you have joined GNO and it's your 21st company, your 21st opportunity, something has to change. And what we are telling you right now, what Masha was telling you at the beginning, we went from 0, in our last opportunity, went from 0 to 9K per week. Doing what I'm telling you, what we are telling you right now. It may be faster if you are faster talking to more people than us, and it may be slower, but it doesn't really matter. The point is that you are steady, that you take the time to build that relationship, in caps, relationship, and then the rest is so much easier that you will be so surprised that you didn't do it until today.
So what do we say, Miguel? We say, if I can show you a way, and then you insert the dream that this person actually told you about. I'm not inventing something. I'm not saying, what if I can show you a way to make more money? No. Don't keep it generic. Keep it specific. If Miguel told me he wants to, do something really specific, like go to Kilimanjaro, right? Climb Mount Kilimanjaro, then I'm going to insert that. Miguel, what if I can help you and show you a way how you can raise the money to go and climb Mount Kilimanjaro?
Let's do an example.
Would you watch this video that I'm about to share with you? So really important, very, very important that you first insert the specific dream that somebody told you about and then read this out. Does that make sense? So let's do an example.
Exactly. Let's do an example, guys. You guys want us to kind of practice a little bit so you see exactly how we do it. So let's say, for example, as Masha was saying, Masha has been building that relationship with me for the last couple of weeks. Okay. Let's say that she's been asking me questions through Facebook or in real life. It doesn't really matter. She's been asking me questions about my family, my occupation, my recreation, what I do in my spare time, what I love doing. And I actually go and say, I've said to her that I'm a father of 3 children. My wife is at home with my children. I work 90 hours a week, right? And not just that, I hardly see my children. And at the end of the week, I'm exhausted and my family wants to do fun stuff, but I'm tired because I don't have the time. So one of the things that my children want to do is to instead of going to Disneyland, they say that I want to take my children to Disneyland this year in September, but every year we postpone it for the following year. So with all that information, what do you think Masha is going to be doing?
Miguel, if I can show you a way how you can take your children to Disneyland, would you watch a 20 minutes video that can show you how to do that?
Yeah, what is it?
That's right. They're going to say, yes, what is it? That's exactly what you want them to say. How easy it is for the prospect to say yes when you're talking their language. Now, if I said, Miguel, if I showed you a way to, to have less wrinkles on your forehead, would you watch this video?
What for?
Miguel's going to say, what? I have wrinkles? Do you see what we're trying to say here? We're trying to keep it really light and comical, but we are all making the same mistake over and over in network marketing when we're trying to sell before it's time to sell. We first need to ask the right question, which is, if I can show you a way for you to get your dream, would you go and watch this video so that you can see how to do that? Make sense?
Yeah. Stop buying the Facebook ads. Stop buying into, The only thing you need to do is to buy the programs in Facebook about recruiting. It's so simple, guys. It's already done. Something that hasn't changed, and I dare to say there is never going to change, is the relationship that you build with someone, that you identify their dream, what they're lacking in their life, and that not change. The way we do it is so much faster because you have access to social media, but the way you do it is exactly the same. The way you prospect somebody, it used to be the same, it is the same, and I dare to say it's going to be the same. But you today, if you have built relationship with Miguel, and you know there is a father of 3 children that works 90 hours a week, that he gets super tired at the end of the week, and he's always talking about taking the family on holiday to Disneyland, you know that Miguel is lacking something in his life. So you know that you have something better.
Now, another thing about this point here, a lot of you are talking about product before you even know what's the person's dream. See, one thing that is really, really common to everybody in this world, whether you're in Malaysia, Australia, Slovenia, USA, whatever you are, is we all have dreams. Now, not everyone wants to look younger because you have a great product. I dare say that. Everybody has a dream. So if you're prospecting people through the product, you're losing people. You need to first see if you can help them to achieve the dream. And GNO is the vehicle to do that. If their dream is just to look younger because we have some amazing products to do that, then that's it. That's what you do. But if their dream is also to change their life, because guess what? They want to do some things and buy some things that, you know, that you need money for, then GNO is the vehicle how you're going to help them to do that. And so then the next step in the super invite script is getting a commitment and set up for follow-up. Okay, Miguel, now that you said you want to take your children to Disneyland and you want me to show you how, when do you think you'll have 20 minutes to see this video?
Well, I finish work at 7. I think, you know, I get home around 8 after my kids are to sleep. I think at 8 tonight.
Great. If you're going to watch it at 8, how about if I called you at 8:30 today, would you have already finished watching it?
I think so.
Perfect. Great. I'm going to call you back at 8:30 tonight, Miguel, because I know you're going to have a lot of questions. And I know that, you know what? I had a lot of questions when I first saw it. So if you want, I'm going to call you back at 8:30 and I can answer anything you want.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
It's a deal. I'm calling you at 8:30, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Great. Do you guys see that? What I'm actually doing right here is getting a commitment from Miguel to get this appointment, the follow-up appointment, after Miguel has already seen the presentation video. Now, you all already have a presentation video for GNO. And if you're watching this on replay, you may even have your own personal website that you're sharing with the video itself, right? So very, very important, you know, if you cannot master anything else today, if you don't remember anything else, think about these 4 steps that we're talking about on this slide. Really, really important. Now, the last thing that we want to talk a little bit about is, are you talking to the right people? Because, and this is really something, Miguel, that's haunted us, right? It's been like, it's the biggest fear we always have. And, you know, if you're talking to people, but they're not interested, if you're talking to people and then join and they don't have the commitment to do their business, if you're talking to people, but they're kind of, you know, indecisive, they can't make up their mind. One thing that has always haunted Miguel and I is this point 2. You attract who you are. You don't attract who you want in your team. You don't attract the hardworking, the ambitious people. You attract who you are right now. And that is tough, guys, because that makes us all look in the mirror and say, who am I? Am I doing the business the way my team wants me to do so they can copy and repeat? What are the qualities of the leaders that you want in your team? Where do you find people like this? Who is your avatar, so to say? Who are you looking for? But the important thing is, who are you? Who are you attracting?
Do you have the qualities that you're asking your prospects to have? Because, you know, at the end of the day, when you say my team is not doing so-and-so, the question is, are you doing so-and-so? Are you willing to to go through the challenges of talking to new people, actually building that relationship, and actually finding those that are really willing to take action and willing to learn and doing something with their lives that they haven't done yet. Because sometimes this is the challenge. The challenge is that we're going always, to find the low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit sometimes is my friend Peter that has been with me in company A, B, C, D, E, and F, and now I'm calling him again to join company Z, and now I'm calling him to join GNO with me, and then I wonder why my friend Peter doesn't do anything. Well, if my friend Peter is not willing to change either, here we go. We can join 20 more companies, and we will always be doing exactly the same thing, which is, I don't have this, I don't have that, the company doesn't do this, and the other one, my leadership, and blah, blah, blah. And you will always have that. And that's the person you're going to attract. So the question is always, look at yourself at the mirror, what I was saying before. And I know that sometimes we see this kitten. So you need to find it in yourself, to find that lion that is inside you, to find that fighter, to find the person that you want to become. So then you can go out and talk to people that sometimes we say is in our chicken list, because those are the ones that actually can actually get you further, faster in your business. Is that making any sense, guys?
That's right. And so then it's all about the law of averages as well. You can't always, attract the best people. It's about going through enough people to really attract the right ones. So meaning if you speak to a lot of people, eventually you're going to get to a few good ones, right? So it is about speaking to a certain number of people. Now, we by no means are telling you that you should go to speak to random people in the street or random strangers. And probably in other trainings, we're going to talk about how you can talk to the right people, in specifically like how do you choose who you talk to in Facebook and so on. And I think some of you already have some trainings that you have access to that where we've spoken about that. But it's about you becoming more. It's about you learning more skills. It's about you allowing yourself to practice. It's about you becoming a better leader so that you can attract better people. Because guess what? Who is going to sign up with you if you're not committed, right? Would you follow yourself right now? Like, with the amount of commitment and activity that you're doing, are you the leader that you would want to follow, right? That's the question we need to all be asking ourselves. And so once you answer all of this and you're taking action, it's all about continue and repeat, adding to the list each and every single day, inviting, making sure that you're talking to people. 20 people a week from your warm market, 20 people a week from your cold market. And guess what? If you use what we call the profit calculator, it tells you how much money you can also make, right? Each and every single week. So make sure you're creating a never-ending list of prospects and that you're always adding to that list, because that means your confidence is going up. That means your confidence is strong. That means you can always go and talk to one more person. Does that make sense, guys? So really, in today's lesson, we really wanted to highlight, how important it is to talk the right way to people, how important it is to actually create a relationship before you talk to people, right? That's something that we really tried to share with you today, because no matter if you've just started your GNO business or you've been in this business for a while, unless you're taking the time to get to know people and then asking them how you can actually change their life. Hey, if I could show you a way for you to get your dreams, would you watch a 20-minute video? I mean, if that's what they really, really want in their life, of course they're going to watch a 20-minute video, right? That's a silly question. That's why you ask that question. That's why the question that I never ask is, would you like to try this product? Or go and watch this video. To people that don't know me, I mean, there's just not going to be much success out of that.
Other things that I've never seen work for me is posting a picture of products, taking a picture of my GNO product in Facebook page. You've never seen it probably because I've never done it, but I've seen other people doing that.
If you're still posting pictures of GNO product, please understand that your results will be limited. There is not huge duplication out of that. I mean, we could have 1,000 people post pictures of GNO product from our team in Facebook.
But
I don't think there's much success there.
But you can post a picture of you doing something that is a lifestyle. and saying, something that you're doing today. Maybe because of your business, you are, I don't know, maybe you're traveling to Hong Kong, right? So you take a picture of Hong Kong and you can say, my business is taking me sometimes to places as beautiful as Hong Kong. And then you post a picture of yourself in Hong Kong with your team in Hong Kong, for example.
So
or
guess
with a
what?
prospect in Hong Kong.
That's right. So maybe your friend has always wanted to go to Hong Kong, and now you're posting a picture and you're saying that you have a business that helps you to do that. Don't you think people are going to ask questions? See, in your marketing, it's more about creating curiosity than giving them the solution. It's more about creating curiosity. If you tell them you have the best product in the world, no matter how good GNO product is, they think you're just trying to sell them product. And GNO is so much more than that. It's about changing their life. If you cannot communicate that, then you are cutting your paycheck in literally pieces. I mean, if you don't like money, that's what you would do. Because if you only talk about product, it's like, 1% of the money you can make or less. So if you are still cutting yourself short, then please understand that GNO is so much more than just a great product. Now, great product, 100%. 100% amazing product. But if I still see people promoting only product, I will know that they don't understand the true value and potential of the business that they're in. So my responsibility here tonight as a leader is to educate every one of you that GNO is so much more than it is just product. And your opportunity and your responsibility as a leader is to do the same. So every single day as you go out and you try to only show the product and you don't tell about the business, you're not just earning less money, but you're denying people the opportunity to be more free, to have more time, to have more fulfillment, to have more joy, to have more freedom and do everything they want to do in life. So do you understand? So it's about the fact of understanding that GNO and network marketing opportunities are so much more than actually just product. Even though product gives great value, people have transformations, that's all great and that's amazing, but there's so much more.
I dare you to do something. If you're up for it, I have a challenge for you. First, number one, go to your Facebook wall and go back in time and see which posts were the ones that people liked the most and commented the most. And I dare to say 100% of the top posts that you've ever done were always about you with your family, you doing something with your family, with a friend, some kind of lifestyle thing. And it was not about the picture of your product, putting the cream of your product, or maybe I dare to say, and that depends, it's a little bit tricky sometimes, a picture of your super watch, a $20,000 watch, and you pointing at it and saying how cool I am. Because people don't like that either, right? People do not like when you show off and you tell them, look at how much of a loser you are because you don't have a watch like I have. Things like that.
Not only that, right? Which posts have got the most things, but I really want to understand, I want you to understand, if Miguel and I really believed that all that we have to do to make $1 million in GNO is to post a picture of the product, don't you think we'd be doing that all day long? I mean, because we're pretty determined, Miguel. We would be like in Facebook all day long putting pictures, right?
I would put pictures, like we have 1,000, we take pictures every time we travel, obviously. We travel a lot. We take pictures inside and we make videos for us, just for fun, right? And obviously, most of the time are in business class. So imagine how many pictures we can put. Look at me, I'm in business class, or look at the watch, or look at my car, we try to stay away from that. Why? And this is just a personal thing. You don't need to do that. The reason we do that is because we want people that is attracted to us, that have different values. And the values are not the money in itself, but it's about change. It's about creating a lifestyle. It's about having better in their life. And it's not about this. This will come. This will come. And this will come. But it will come because they are willing to change themselves. And they look to us and say, I want to have the lifestyle I have.
And one more thing. We want the number one value, and this is very clear if you go through our Facebook, if you know us enough, we want the number one value of the people that we attract to be the willingness to learn and become more. You see, if you can portray that, if you can be somebody of value that can show that the highest value you have as a leader is the willingness to be more, to learn more, to go more, to take more action, to be a better person, to continuously evolve and be more as a person. If you can portray that, if you can show that to others, your GNO business will be never stopping. I mean, you won't be able to put so much money in the bank. That's how much money you will make long term. I'm not saying about tomorrow. I'm talking about what network marketing and what GNO is really all about. It's about you using the script that we taught you and how we taught you and how to meet people and all of those things, but keeping it really very smart in terms of understanding that it is a vehicle for transformation, that we use this vehicle that has amazing value for the health and beauty and anti-aging to be able to do so much more in somebody's life, to be able to teach them more skills, to be able to teach them how to create a residual income, freedom, how to be able to do so much more. Now, that is unique because right there in Malaysia, right there in Taiwan, right there in China or Hong Kong or wherever you're listening to this training, there is thousands of leaders that all they're doing is saying, join me because I'll get you the money. And you know what? That's true. That is not true. I mean, not true. That is super true. That's fine. But I would rather build a team that is based on the value of continuous and never-ending improvement and on the value of money, which is what Miguel was sharing with you. Because then, you know what? I know that if my people become more continuously, I know that I have better and better leaders continuously. And if I create better and better leaders continuously, what does my income look like? If I invest my time making sure that my leaders get the best education, my leaders have the best incentive to be more, what does my income look like? The income is just a result of who you are as a person. It's a result of the values that you have. It's a result of who you are and how much value you bring to the world. And that's why always, when we build a team, we make sure that we lead with that value. We want to be more. We want to be the best students. We want to learn more. We want to become more. And I promise you, if you do that, your GNO income, of course, there's one more thing you need to do, which is take action, right? Definitely. Not just have the value here. Take massive action.
Plenty of action. When you go to Facebook and you have a look to what I said to you, you go back in time, just go for a month, maybe 2 maximum, and have a look to the posts that you have done, that you have made, and you see who and how many people like them and the comments. I dare to say that 100% of them will always be about something personal that you've done. So the question is, who or what do you want people to know about you? Do you want them to know you about your possessions, or do you want them to know about the values that you have and who you are? Because that is what is really what people are looking. Because what they want is what you have, but what they really, really, really want is the lifestyle that you have, not the actual possession, because that can be very different to other people. People don't get attracted to a watch, maybe they get attracted to a car, but what they do get attracted, both of them, is to the lifestyle. So if they see a lifestyle, you're attracting both. If you put a watch, you're probably only attracting the one that likes the watch. Make sense? And you're repelling the other one. That's also an option.
So that's really some important things here. We wanted to share this lesson today that is really very important in terms of how to recruit, what to say to people. Now that you have that, you got to go practice it, right? Promise us you're going to go practice it. So we said 20 people a week from warm market, 20 people a week from the cold market, and send us your goals this week. I know some of you have sent it to me. Now, some of you have not sent it to me. And I'm looking right at you now. You know who you are. If you haven't already seen lesson 1, go back and watch it, and you're going to learn how to actually send us the goals, what it's about. And if you haven't sent us the goals,
some people are writing promise.
Do it right now. No more excuses. Do it right now. Okay?
We have a couple of promises in there.
That's right. We're going to see you again next week. We're going to continue the recruiting lesson. We're going to go deep into how you do it, follow up, and everything else. Meanwhile, make sure you go take action. Tell us anything that you need. Reach out to us. Stay in touch with us. We have different groups, WhatsApp, Facebook, all these other things that you can stay in touch with us. And we're going to definitely see you next week, same place, same time.
It is possible. Go do it.
Absolutely. See you later. Bye.
Ciao.